All right, joining us right now is our great friend, Christopher Mad Dog Russo. Mad Dog, how are you?
Great cause as usual. You too. Good to be on. How you doing? Okay.
Good. I have to ask you a serious question. When you were at WFAN, were you ever sexually harassed by Joe Beningo?
Good question.
Don't say that. Now, I think Joe will also be okay too.
You do?
Yeah, I do. He has been on the. He's done all the commercial reads. If you notice, the commercial reads are there, and Evan Roberts' partner mentions Joe every day. I don't know if he'd do that if they thought that Joe was not coming back. I don't know this. I haven't talked to anybody over there, but I wouldn't rule Joe returning here to FAN in maybe after Labor Day. That's what that
really?
was.
Wow.
Yeah, I would not rule that out. I don't know. They did the private investigation. I guess I'm talking out of turn. I don't work there, but I think that you would have heard something already. I would not rule Joe returning there after Labor Day.
Wow. It's
I might surprise
that's hard to
you
believe.
guys, but I would not shock me. How are we doing, boy? You're raising a ton of money.
We are.
You hit the 50 million. You hit the 50 million mark, huh?
50 million yesterday. We're ahead of last year's pace already here today. We're over almost at 1.5 million here for this year so far already here. So off to a really good start.
Phenomenal. That's a tremendous job. We did that Hackensack Medical Center for years, and it's not easy doing these kind of shows. And you two have done I was just listening for 10 minutes there. All these poor kids who are sick. That's a great job. Good job on your part, really, the both of you.
Hey, what's it like in New York right now? Have they given up on the Yankee-Red Sox race? Because it's been cut to, what's the number, Kirk?
I think they may. I think the issue with
7 in the loss column.
I wouldn't give up on it. I wouldn't give it up on it right now if I'm the Yankees. But the problem that the Yankee fan has right now is they got a million injuries. The shortstop's out. Judge is still out. Sanchez hasn't played. Now you throw in this
Chapman now, right?
Who is going to be out a while. He's got his knee issue, took himself out of the game, and he's a tough guy. So if he did that, I tell you, Robertson's got a shoulder issues. He didn't pitch last night. So I think the Yankees and the Yankee fans right now are so more wrapped up with their health and the idea they got so many injuries, they're not so much paying attention to the Red Sox. But they have a lot of easy games. They are 11-3 over the last 14 against the dregs of the American League. And in the next 12 games, they play the Marlins tonight, 4 in Baltimore, 3 with the White Sox, and 4 with the Tigers. So they're going to win a lot of these games just by they can put me in a lineup. I mean, remember, the Yankees got so much talent. This is not like the Milwaukee Brewers with a million injuries. I mean, the Yankees got a million guys. They got tons of money, and they got tons of players. So the injury for them may not be as severe as it would be for somebody else. But I would not rule the Yankees out. Red Sox are due to calm down a little bit. Red Sox, it's the Indians. He's neck. Carrasco's a good pitcher tonight. Tampa's a pain in the neck this weekend. I could see the Red Sox win the division, but I could see the Yankees getting this a little more interesting before that first series on the 18th, 19th, and 20th of September.
It is shocking. I mean, you're forgetting. Then you take a look at the standings because you're paying so much attention to the Red Sox and the Yankees. It is shocking how many lousy teams there are.
Oh my
in the American
God!
League. Baltimore is 50 games behind the Red Sox. 50 games.
Right, and look at the American League Central.
Oh, terrible. Kansas City stinks. The White Sox.
These are horrendous. It's a big problem for baseball. They got so many. Texas stinks. There's another one. They can't pitch. The 4 teams in the American League Central. I mean, Toronto's bad. I mean, the Orioles, you just said, they are historically horrific. So that's amazing. The National League doesn't have as many bad teams. They don't have the 3 great teams that the American League has. But even the Padres are competitive. I mean, the American League just has that American League Central is as bad as it gets. And I tell you, the Red Sox and/or anybody in the American League, they're going to have a tough row in the playoffs because, let's say the Red Sox win the division, and let's say the Yankees win that wild card game. I mean, the Red Sox, to get to a World Series, are going to have to win 7 games against the Yankees. And for argument purposes at the moment, let's still say Houston. Now, that's not easy to get to a World Series. And I do think that the World Series would be very anticlimactic. I think they're playing for second place, the National League. But I think getting to the World Series out of the American League will be hard.
Is there an Andrew Luck out there in baseball? Because it feels like Baltimore and Kansas City, teams like that, are tanking.
I understand that. I'm going to give the Royals a little break. They did win a World Series. They did get to Game 7 the year before that. It's not like they haven't had some success. So and they tried to sign Hosmer for $150 million. He went to the Padres. I'll give them a little pass. The Orioles, they try to keep the team together. They did bring Alex. They brought Cobb in. They didn't trade Machado in the off season. The Orioles, they trying to be competitive. It all fell out of it. Killed. They just collapsed. The White Sox tanked. Detroit tanked to a certain degree. Tampa hasn't tried too hard either. It's a tricky call, and you're right. The baseball thing is different because you're not going to be able to draft somebody who is going to be a big-time player in the sport. While in football and the NBA, football you're pretty sure. You're not pretty sure, but you got an idea with a quarterback. The NBA, you get a great player.
Right.
In baseball, you don't do that because a lot of these players are high school kids, and you don't know how that's going to translate 4 or 5 years down the road. So it's a little trickier in baseball to tank. But, I think what teams have seen is, let's get international draft pool money. Let's get as many draft picks as possible. And if you're in the American League East, what is the point? The Red Sox and the Yankees are going to be great for the next 5 years.
Right.
You're beating your head against the wall. So you might as well try to regroup and see where you stand here down the road, get some young players, and maybe take a run at it in that short window you might have 5 years down the road.
As somebody who hates Tom Brady and the Patriots, have you
he's great, though.
Have you found a way to convince yourself that this is the year where they'll take a step back?
I tell you what I'm going to do, though, to make you guys happy.
Go ahead.
And I know Brady was on this week, was he not?
He was.
Last week?
Yesterday,
Good. You're good. Good. And Brady is a good guy. Let's get off that deflate cake. Here's what I'm going to do, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I can have something to root for, and you guys will have me on a couple times during the year.
Sure.
I am going to bet the under of the Pats.
Okay.
Which
is what, 12?
Where you look, it's
11
about 11 or 11 and a half. Depends where you look. Now, I know that's dangerous because they're going to win 5 games in their division. So, you're going to be 5-1 before you blink an eye with Buffalo, Miami, and the Jets. They'll lose one of those games.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's dangerous, but I will say that with all the loss of offensive personnel, the linemen, then the injury, obviously Edelman out for 4 games, Amendola leaving, Deion Lewis leaving, and I know they played well in the preseason game, and I know they got Hightower. I will go under New England for the year. Have fun with it. I hope it's 11.5 when I eventually bet it, but I will go under Pats in 2000.
Where do you do your betting?
Well, I'm going to send somebody out to Vegas.
All right.
How much gambling?
You could do it in Delaware, can't you?
Yeah, you can go gamble at
Jersey.
casinos now. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it any way you want, but I will go to Vegas, so I will have my buddy shop around, and I'll see if I get the Patriots at 11.5. You guys think they're going to win 12, 13 games?
Yes. 13's a lot. 11.5's a good number. I would say 11 or 12. Yeah.
Kirk's on record picking them, 8 and 8?
I'd probably go under. If I'm with you, I'd probably go under.
I'll go over.
But by the way, I think Brady's going to be great this year. There's no reason why he won't be.
Will you go under 11 or go under 11.5?
11.5. 11.5. 11. They're going to win 10 games.
Is Sam Darnold the starter in New York?
Yeah, I think he is. I think he has to not embarrass himself against the Giants on Friday. Everybody loves the kid. The coaches. I mean, everybody has gone gaga over Darnold. He has played. I didn't think he did great against the Redskins. He was great in the first exhibition game. He plays the part. He knows how to handle the media. He didn't miss a beat. He got signed relatively quickly. He missed a couple of practices. That was it with that offset language. I think the Jets will try to trade Bridgewater, get a 3rd or 4th round pick. Hopefully a quarterback gets banged up in these last 10, 12 days before the opening game. And then they have McCown be the backup. But I think if you're asking me right now, Monday night in Detroit, Darnold will start.
All right, Doug, we'll talk to you. We'll definitely catch up during the season, then. We'll keep an eye on this under pick.
Good job on your part. This is a superb job. Keep it up.
All right, Doggy. We'll talk to you.
Thanks, man, Doug.
See you, buddy.